Do you want to get better than everyone else? As fast as possible. But don't know what you should work on? You're on the right video. I will cover everything you need to know to improve your gameplay. We will dive deep into topics such as control layouts, joystick size, how to do a perfect jiggle, settings and sensitivity for accurate aim. Everything you need to know, it's in this video. So subscribe to the channel if you're new here, since there is lots more to come. First, let's take a look at control layouts. I will always recommend that you learn how to use third layout. If you want controlled and precise movement, third layout is the best. I know this is a difficult layout to master because placing your joystick perfectly is not easy. But if you want to be the best, you have to put in the work. So come to training grounds and pay attention. I will show you how to fix your joystick. Start by using a joystick size of 90 to 120, whichever is easy for you. I prefer using 116 as that is most perfect from my experience. Next, we start by placing the joystick close to the bottom of the screen, but not too close. A similar position would be suitable. The next step is to decide the horizontal location of the joystick. This will require some trial and error, but try to place it where you would naturally place your thumb. Try these 6 movements to ensure your joystick is perfectly placed. You should be able to jiggle easily. Move easily. Make this movement behind cover repeatedly. Make sure you can do this for the other side as well. You should be able to make a clean jump repeatedly. And make this forward jump and immediate back movement easily as well. Once you are able to do these 6 movements without fail, you know your joystick is perfectly placed. Now, I will teach you about sprint sensitivity. Since I noticed most people don't understand the use of this setting, first let me explain how it works. If the sprint sensitivity is set to 100, even a small movement on your joystick makes your character start running. And if you lower the sprint sensitivity, a slight movement on the joystick will only make a small movement. Basically, it controls the sensitivity of your joystick. Now I will show you how this option can be useful for you. My sprint sensitivity is set to 100. As the sprint sensitivity is high, the character moves too much out of cover. This movement is ineffective and you are open to enemy fire. Instead, lower your sprint sensitivity to around 65. Now you can perfectly move slightly out of cover, shoot your target and move back in. Look at the difference. Now this movement makes it harder for the opponent to keep track of you. I recommend a sensitivity of 65. Try these for yourself and see what works best for you. Now we will look closely into control settings. Check if your camera moves when moving the peak button. Now repeat the same for the scope button. This is the main reason you have unstable aim when peeking and scoping. Go to basic control settings and disable camera rotation while ADS. And disable camera rotation while leaning. Now the peek button won't move anymore while you touch it. Same goes for the scope button. This will immediately help improve your scoping, as well as your aim while peeking.
Killing spree for the blue!
Next, I want you to separate the jump climb button. Now you don't have to worry about your character accidentally climbing an obstacle when you try to jump and fire. You can easily jump and fire over the obstacle since the jump and climb buttons are now separated. Next, disable the blocked sight warning. Now you can see your aim even when you are close to an object, making it easier to place your aim on a target from behind cover. Next, set your TPP setting to 80. This setting makes your close range accuracy much more accurate, making it easier to get headshots. As for the sprint sensitivity, use 65 as explained earlier. Next, we will look into another common issue. Have you ever got stuck while peeking? Enable the sprint interrupts peek mode option. Now you can easily cancel the peek by running to any direction. Disable aim assist. And make sure to disable the horizontal swipe acceleration option. This is very important as it helps to optimize your aim for better accuracy. Finally, disable the headshot sounds. This option makes your bullet connectivity much better. Most pro players disable this option to optimize their bullet connectivity. With that, your control settings are now perfectly set up. Next, I will teach you how to make a perfect jiggle. Let's start with learning how to make a perfect jiggle. First, make this left and right movement. Make sure to do the movement slowly. Now repeat this movement while keeping your crosshairs at the enemy head level. Finally, repeat the steps while firing. Now your jiggle should look perfect. But there are two types of jiggle movements you should know: fast jiggle and slow jiggle.
Killing spree
For a fast jiggle, make the left and right movement fast over a short distance. Notice that you only move a little bit to each side. This should be done in close range face-to-face fights only. Next, we will look into slow jiggle. For this, we make longer left and right movements while jiggle, which allows us to focus more on our aim. This is suitable for mid to long range fights. So don't forget, fast jiggle for close range fights, slow jiggle for mid to long range fights. Now I will show you the best graphics settings. For smooth gameplay, always use smooth graphics and use the maximum frame rate allowed on your device. Ultra Extreme in my case, which is 120 FPS. Use Manual Adjust. This will reduce FPS drops. And make sure you set this at the max setting if you have 120 Ultra Extreme option. Use the colorful style for better visibility. Set the brightness to 90. Next, switch to Efficiency and disable these three settings. Disable anti-aliasing, disable power saving, and disable auto-adjust graphics option. And finally, make sure you are using the maximum SFX quality available for your device. And last but not least, I will teach you how to fix your hipfire sensitivity from scratch. First, focus on TPP camera sensitivity. This is responsible for camera movements by hand. You want it to be low enough so you can switch your aim between nearby targets, but also high enough so you can make 180 rotations and quick reflexes. I recommend 159, but try any value from 159 to 165 to see what works best for you. Next, focus on ADS camera sensitivity. This is the sensitivity due to figure movements while firing. To get the best value for this, just -9 from your camera TPP sensitivity. I previously selected 159, so 159 minus 9 will be 150. So set the ADS TPP to 150. Now I can easily shift my aim between targets while firing. Now focus on gyroscope sensitivity. This is the sensitivity when you tilt your phone. I recommend a value from 360 to 400. I prefer using 400. If this is too high for you, lower to 360 and adjust until you find what works best for you. Finally, focus on the TPP ADS gyroscope sensitivity. This is the sensitivity when you tilt the phone while firing. I usually recommend setting it to 400. This is because 400 sensitivity allows you to react quickly. And it's very easy to control your aim while jumping. And it takes your close-range hipfire to a whole new level. But if this is too high, just lower it to 340. This is just as good. Now you can see my hipfire is perfect. Whether it is close-range fights or mid-range fights, your hipfire will be effective. But always remember, without practice, no sensitivity will work for you. It is always best that you make your own sensitivity, as sensitivity may change based on device and the player's preference. Anyhow, my personal sensitivity will be shared now for those who kept asking. This sensitivity has been personalized for my use. Copy my sensitivity code if you wish to try it out. That brings us to the end of this video. Do you guys want me to show you how to make perfect zero recoil scope sensitivities? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like the video. I hope you found this useful. I will be back with more content. See you guys soon in the next video.